Hello and welcome to One Vessel Sunday service. This is Kingaya, and if you find this video, know that it is not a coincidence. This is synchronicity. This is actually alignment. This transmission, this message, this healing, this illumination is for you. You are ready and you are worthy. All right? We gather here weekly for the cultivation of self love. We're alchemizing the Know Thyself Self-Discovery questionnaire inside my book, Journey Within Dynamics of Shadow Work. We are translating each question into real life application to ignite self love activations from within. Okay, along with education on shadow work and how to make it work for you. This book is a step by step guide on how to navigate the unseen parts of yourself, okay? And how to do so with care, with curiosity, with compassion, and of course, with self trust. This is self discovery at your own pace. And I'll provide the link below for you to check it out. If you own a copy and you're reading along and you're working through the questions on your own, beautiful. I will share specific bookmarks in the description box to help you move through the work. Okay. If you are just simply listening and reflecting with me today, that's welcome too. Enjoy the video and feel welcome to engage whenever you're ready. Okay. Each week we'll gather here to sit with one question and understanding that your inner work is sacred and it's very personal. I am not here to give you answers, okay? I'm here to help expand your perspective so that your very own answers surface naturally, organically, right? Today, we're starting with question number one. And moving forward, we'll do so randomly, but I want to honor our first session together with question number one and the energy that it carries, which is what is your stand on self care, right? And it's such a simple question. It should be such a simple question, but yet it is so complex. And it brings about so many emotions and it reveals so much on, our self-limiting beliefs. Okay. This question is not asking you, what do you know about self-care? It's asking you, how do you relate to it, right? Do you see self care as a necessity, as a luxury, as a reward, or as a chore, right? Because it's possible. It's possible. Is self care something that you reach to or that you reach for whenever you're already depleted and burnt out and exhausted, right? Um, your stance on self care is going to reveal your relationship with yourself, your relationship with self worth, and how do you feel about rest and taking care of yourself, right? For many people, self care is conditional. Um, I'll rest when everything is done, or I'll take care of myself after I do this and that, or after I take care of everybody else. Um, I'll slow down whenever I earned it. I'll take care of that later. All of that. So this question is going to gently expose whether care is something that you allow or is something that you postpone and negotiate, right? Um, because if we're honest with the question, which we should be because it's your own inner journey, and nobody's going to be reading your answer. So why lie, right? If you're honest with yourself and you just answer it from your heart, it's going to reveal neglect, right? It could reveal resentment. It could reveal burnout, that has been normalized. And that's a problem, right? Sometimes it's going to reveal even something deeper. Um, Maybe that you feel that slowing down is not safe, that taking care of yourself is not safe, or that rest is something that you don't deserve yet, right? Or in some scenarios, it could reflect that um, when you sit still, when you're resting, some emotions or thoughts come up and you're avoiding it. So it could reveal that avoidance, right? There is no right or wrong answers to any of the questions in this shadow kit at all. There's 111 questions to initiate self-discovery, deep self-discovery. This isn't about judging, how you're doing, how well you're doing. This question specifically is not about fixing anything. It's asking for you to notice how you're treating yourself, right? And if you feel resistance, if you feel defensive, if you feel discomfort, that is information. And if you feel relief, if you feel longing, if you're like, damn, I should be doing this, that's also information, right? Um, when a question stirs something within you, it's not accidental. That is your shadow self responding. That is your soul asking to be seen. This is you waking up. This is you telling yourself that you're ready. This is you taking, taking a stand and trying to make a change in your life, right? So, Spirit wants to illuminate today the urgency of choosing yourself. It shouldn't be an option. It's definitely non-negotiable. Um, Spirit wants you to recognize the urgency of choosing yourself and declaring readiness for a more authentic version of yourself, for a fulfilled existence, because you're ready and you deserve it, right? Whatever that means for you, whether it's love, happiness, freedom, purpose, prosperity, whatever, um, know that you cannot claim it if you don't give a shit about yourself, right? If you don't take care of your energy, if you don't care about your energy, if you don't care about your health, if you don't care about your mental or emotional well being, your resources, your legacy, you know, why do you even bother to start manifestation processes? You're not going to land them. They're not going to land because ultimately you do not feel worthy of it, right? Or you're not ready for it, right? Spirit wants you to sit with this today. What are you doing with your life? Two, are you nurturing, protecting, honoring your vessel, right? Can your vessel contain the things that you're praying for? The whatever you're trying to manifest. Can you land it and can you hold it? Right? That's the question. Because yes, this question is about self care, but self care routine or the lack of a self care routine is letting the universe and everybody else knows your sense of self and your sense of self worth, right? If you don't care about yourself, why will anyone else do, right? Um, if we treat ourselves like shit, when we treat ourselves like shit, we're teaching everybody else how to treat us. We're telling everybody else, hey, this is what I deserve. This is what I think about myself, right? So we're here today to end that or to initiate a change within, right? So I'm going to switch the camera and we're going to get to the table for our illumination session of the day. And let's see what else is on the table for us today. Okay. All right, let's get started. On the table today, as always, for illumination, my Reiki Alchemy Tea Light Enchantress and Palo Santo Essence. because we are purging today. All right. So, as always, I am going to channel this message with clarity and intention. I like to keep things clear and direct, easy to understand. Um, okay, we got a couple of want to jump here that indicates the urgency of the message. Okay, we're going to create space for this. All right. So, if you're familiar with my work, you know that I am deliberate and unfiltered when channeling. I do not sugarcoat. I do not spiritually bypass. We're not going to do that. I am not here to entertain dysfunction or illusions. We're not here to chase validation. We are not here to make excuses for behaviors or patterns or situations and even relationships that continue to diminish us. We're not going to do that. My work has always been rooted in personal accountability, radical self awareness, and self empowerment. My job is not to tell you what feels good, is to illuminate what serves our highest good. I am a channeler, I am a messenger. And our channelings are firm and they're non negotiable, right? We are here for self love, real self love, the kind of self love that requires honesty and boundaries and action. That's the kind of self love that asks you to choose yourself, right? That is the topic today. Choosing yourself even when it's difficult. So let's see what Spirit wants to illuminate today further. Um, Besides, of course, the urgency of choosing ourselves and the importance of self care. Oh, baby. Oh my gosh, girl. We are here for deeper self awareness. We're here to call forth with utmost love and compassion. We're going to call forward what is ready for healing and releasing or transmutation. Okay? So, very clear. Your life matters, right? Your energy matters, your presence matters, your essence, your voice, your message, your mission, all of it matters. The gifts that you carry, the wisdom you earned, and the purpose of your life, all of it, the purpose that lives within you matters, right? And because they matter, you must be willing to rise to the occasion. You must be willing to meet yourself where your soul is calling you next, rather than remaining where comfort and fear or familiarity will want you to stay, right? Growth requires participation. Healing requires presence, and purpose, of course, requires embodiment. This is why self care is so much more than bubble baths and spa days or vacations or taking a day off. That's not what we're talking about here. We already know about that. Self care is not limited for just caring for the body. Although the body certainly deserves care and attention, it is part of the vessel, right? It's the physical manifestation of the vessel. But protecting your energy, honoring your spirit, and supporting the life that you are actively creating, that is part of self care as well. Healing is not just physical, honey. Healing is emotional, mental, spiritual, relational, social, financial, ancestral, all of it. Every area of our lives deserves awareness, intention, and care. When we say um, that you need a self care routine, we're talking about creating practices that support the whole of who you are. A self care routine is not just something you do when you're exhausted or overwhelmed or burnt out. It is a conscious commitment to maintaining your well being before the crisis arrives. As a matter of fact, it could prevent the crisis from arriving altogether, right? As a healthy self care practice may include nourishing your body with rest, movement, and healthy foods, feeding your mind with empowering thoughts and knowledge, positivity, processing your emotions with honesty and compassion, protecting your energy through healthy boundaries and tending to your responsibilities like your finances, your to-do list, right? Your daily survival list. Cultivating meaningful relationships and deepening your connection to spirit. All of that matters. Self care is not just you know um, something that you put on a calendar, right? Self care is not an act of indulgence either. It's an act of stewardship. Is the ongoing practice of honoring the sacred responsibility of being you, of your mission here on earth, right? Because when you are well and supported and aligned and whole, you're better equipped to fulfill your purpose, to share your gift, to answer the calling that life has placed upon your soul. So this is your message today, right? What resources can I tap into and explore my balance and overall well-being? Self-care, well-being is on the table. It was not just the question, it's on the table, right? We're asking to step away from, to leave behind um, comfort levels and expand yourself, expand your soul and body, mind, and spirit, right? It's time to get to know yourself, you know, to go within and explore your innermost, explore both your light and your shadow aspect because it's important, because you're important. And yes, I am talking about shadow work, of course. Go within, explore all aspects of you. It's time to educate yourself on shadow work and make informed decisions on what is the best approach for your healing journey. You know, because you are more than ready and capable of handling your transformation right now, right? It's time to know what's operating in the background. Imagine that you're a phone, right? It's time to find out what are the the mental, emotional or energetic apps that are draining your batteries. You need to know. It's time to find out what habits, beliefs, reactions, triggers are implanted in you that are not yours. We inherit a lot of shit, and it needs to stop. There is a deep level of programming and conditioning and inherent beliefs and generational trauma affecting our lives. So it is important that we um, understand them so that we can release them. And that is non negotiable if you want, you know, um, a better life, you know. It's time to learn how to interpret your creative hunches, your intuitive hunches, your nagging feelings, these butterfly sensations, the emotional triggers, all of it, because they are your alarm system. Your life matters, your energy matters, your presence matters, your essence, your voice, your message, your mission, all of it. Okay, that is the message. It's time to know what needs shifting in your life, what's stuck, what is the ego protecting, right? In order for you to move the needle in your favor, you know. You're deeply loved, by the way. Spirit deeply loves you. Creator deeply loves you. It's time to know what's keeping you stuck, honey. What's keeping you stuck and blocked and confused and distracted because they see your suffering. Find out what needs healing and nurturing and strengthening or releasing so that you stop missing out on the blessings and miracles that are being sent your way. Your manifestations are being heard, but they cannot land until you take care of the shit. Okay? They will not land until you take care of yourself, until you prepare your vessel to receive it. Okay? It's time to know um, who to keep in your life and who to let go. That's important. I know some of you don't want to hear this, but some people are blocking your blessings. Some people are keeping you sick and broke. Some people are stealing your joy. These are energy vampires, and sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. This could be your family. This could be friends, fake friends, gold diggers, jealous coworkers, bitter exes, disloyal family members, secret haters. They all will be exposed once you elevate your vibration. While you remain in the same vibration with them, you cannot see it. You need to elevate your vibration so you can see it. It's time for you to know why you keep sabotaging yourself, even when you're not aware of it, right? Why you keep attracting unavailable or inconsistent people, why you keep repeating the same lessons or the same type of relationships, knowing that you deserve better. That's also important, right? It's time to understand why you keep hiding, diminishing your light, or playing small because it's urgent that you rise, right? It is urgent that you stop people pleasing or self sacrificing. It is urgent that you start taking care of yourself, right? Find out why you shut down, why you overthink, why you overgive, why you procrastinate. Baby, you need to get out of your own fucking way. Why? Because your life matters, your energy matters, your presence, your message, your essence, your voice, your mission, all of it matters. Spirit wants you to know that it is possible for you to love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself, forgive yourself, accept yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself. It's time to start cultivating self love because you're worthy of self devotion, and it is time to recognize that truth and honor yourself accordingly. Okay? Thank you for joining me today for Sunday service. Links to more information on my book, decks, resources, and relevant podcast episodes will be provided in the description box below. Be sure to join One Vessel Self Love Circle free journal for ongoing support and weekly lectures. I also host monthly coaching sessions and Reiki energy healing circles for cultivation of self love. Next sessions are posted on our calendar. And once again, we ask you, what is your stand on self care? This question is part of the Know Thyself Shadow Kit inside the Journey Within Dynamics of Shadow Workbook. These are 111 intentionally vetted questions designed to activate self awareness and open the door to your inner world. These questions changed my life forever, and I made them available to you because I lived what they unlocked. I am a testimony of the transformation. If you're new to shadow work, the book is going to help you understand the language, the context, and the dynamics of going inward. Whether you are considering traditional healing routes like therapy, or if you are considering a more spiritual approach with a shadow work coach like me. Thank you again for joining us today. Kingaya out.